out that now that that's done. Welcome. My name is Cassie Rosas Carson. I am the Internship and Professional Development Coordinator for IST, College of Career Solutions office, which is located on the first floor of Westgate in E103. I'm accompanied by my colleague, Rita Griffith, and we'll be answering questions throughout the presentation. So feel free to put those into the chat or the Q&A. I will also send out the recording and survey of this presentation later this evening or tomorrow. So with that being said, we are going to talk about that there is still time to find opportunities. I know a lot of students at this point in time in November, we're wrapping up the semester. You might be hearing that a lot of your fellow peers might have gotten offers or opportunities already, and it might feel a little bit like, oh my gosh, did I miss my chance to find an opportunity for summer? And I want you all to know that no, you absolutely did not miss your window of finding an opportunity for summer. There is still lots of time to find an opportunity, but you do want to be proactive and you do want to not procrastinate any further, that you want to get going and make some action steps today. So that's really what we're going to be focusing on in this presentation. And something to which is really excited, we got Thanksgiving break coming up next week, and then we're going to have Christmas break or a holiday winter break before we know it. And this is a great opportunity for you to have conversations with everybody as you are visiting with family and friends and neighbors and anybody in your life. This is a great time to have conversations with them, not just as how they might have known you growing up, but to having conversations as you are going to be a professional one day, and start talking with them as professionals that they are, not just uncles or neighbors. I want you to have conversations and see where people are working. What are they doing in their careers? Do they have professionals or partners or people that they can connect you with that maybe can lead you to a potential internship? We survey all the students that do the IST 495 requirement, and a large majority of those students found their opportunities through a family, friend, connection, professor, so through networking. So it really can lead to some great success. And also too, when we have this internship requirement, it doesn't necessarily have to be a quote unquote internship. It can be maybe a part-time summer opportunity, or it could be some other role. It doesn't have to be a formal internship, but what you're doing does have to relate back to your education within the College of IST and your major. So start having those conversations as we're getting together for the different holidays and over break. It's a great way for you to potentially get your foot in the door, maybe get an interview, maybe get a lead before an internship posting, or even potentially create your own internship, as many students have done that as well. And as it's important to have these conversations over these upcoming breaks, it's always great to follow up after those conversations. Don't just have that one off, but make sure that you're following up. And a great way to do that is by following up with an email. And summarizing the conversation that you have, passing on your resume for them to look at, or potentially to pass on your behalf to a potential colleague or to a department that might have an internship that, is more in your direction. Because most companies these days have a maybe cybersecurity or an IT department or something that can give you some kind of opportunity within your field. Even if the person you're talking to isn't in that field, doesn't mean they can't get your foot into the door. So you can have just some, nice little message, kind of like greeting them, as I said, kind of summarizing the conversation that you had, just so that they remember. They might have gone to a couple different social events and things like that. So it's always good to give a little reminder, and then always being appreciative of whatever they're able to do to help you, and then letting them know if they do need it, any additional information, or maybe schedule additional conversations to have. then you can do that and be always being appreciative. Also, too, your times over break, as things might be slowing down with schoolwork and things like that, that there's other things that you can do to kind of help build up your resume to be competitive with your upcoming search. So you could contact some professors, see if they need help with any research that they might be working on. You could look for any part-time gig opportunities, or if you've worked with past employers. I have some students that have gone back and worked with those past companies for a short period over the break to add additional experiences. You can also do some online trainings with Penn State. You get LinkedIn Learning for free, which is fantastic. They have a great technical section that you can go through, do some trainings. Once that's done, you can add that to your LinkedIn profile, so that will help to strengthen your skills and keywords that recruiters might be looking for, and that might lead to a great opportunity. You can also look at doing some great projects through Forage and Parker Dewey. Forage is an organization that wants to help students build skills outside the classroom. So they partnered with really large companies like PwC and Deloitte to create trainings of skills that they're looking for in potential interns and potential entry-level opportunities. So those trainings are anywhere from like 3 to 5 hours to maybe a little longer, about 10 hours. And so there's some really great stuff that you can get there. And then Parker Dewey is something that you can apply for to do some small short-term projects for real companies. That isn't a long-term commitment, which is really great if you don't have a ton of time and you're just looking to kind of do something over your slow period or during the break. So some great opportunities to add some new things to your resume that really can make a difference for the spring semester. So whether you're just getting started in the search, or whether maybe your search wasn't as successful as you wanted it to be. But don't worry, we have a whole new season of recruiting that is going to be happening when you get back from winter break. So mark your calendars now so that you can start preparing ahead of time. We have the IST Internship and Career Fair that is January 30th. That will be in person at the Hyatt. We have Spring Career Days that will be February 21st and 22nd. That will be at the BJC, also in person. And the Small Business and Startup Fair that will be April 5th. And there is a startup and small business full week, but the actual fair is going to be on the 5th, which will also be in person as well. So 3 great opportunities for you to connect with employers in person for potential full-time positions or internships. And this doesn't even include companies that are going to be doing tabling events at Westgate on the 2nd floor, or maybe even virtual info sessions. So there will be other opportunities outside of these 3 events. And you can get all of that information on the ist.psu.edu website under career events. And if we have some extra time, I'll even show you a live demonstration as well. So some things that you can also do during break is getting ready for spring recruitment and taking that time to update your resume. So maybe there's some new skills that you gained in your classes that you want to add to your resume. Maybe there's some class projects from this semester that you want to add to your resume. Lots of great things that you can update, and make sure you're updating your LinkedIn profile as well. And if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, definitely get one. It can actually increase your chances through applicant tracking systems to get an interview. But if it's not a strong LinkedIn profile, that will actually decrease your chances of getting an interview. So you want to make sure it's a strong profile, and you want to make sure you're adding the URL to your profile and your contact information in your resume. As we mentioned, it's a great time to network, so have those conversations. You could also create an e-portfolio depending on what your career direction is. If you have a little bit more of that coding or creative aspect, maybe that's something that you want to do, is start putting your projects in one place that you can show to a potential employer in an interview. And it's a great way to start looking at who's attending the upcoming career fairs, trying to narrow down what companies you want to talk to, start doing some of that research, so that you know what you want to get out of those conversations, questions that you want to ask from those conversations, and following up. And then also looking at some upcoming deadlines for applications that you're noticing, making sure you're not missing anything, but also enrollment for IST 495. And also too, Research can be used for the internship requirement. So you can also look at research opportunities, have conversations with professors that you've had or currently have, and see if that's something that you can do. And there's still time to sign up for spring semester for IST 495 for you. So lots of different ways that you can maximize your time over break and get ahead of the new upcoming recruiting season. So something just to take note of different kind of timelines that happen throughout. So whether you're going to use this in a future internship search, a future full-time internship search, but the more knowledge that you have, the better you can prepare ahead of time. So the federal agencies and large corporations are the ones that start first. And we're seeing recruiting starting earlier and earlier each year. This year was the earliest we've ever seen, with offers coming out in July. So making sure that if you're looking to work for a large corporation or federal agency, like a 3-letter agency, you want to start this summer for the following summer or full-time position. You're going to see that recruitment go through August to, as we're wrapping up right now, into November-ish. And then it's going to slow down during the holiday season, which is okay. So if you're currently searching, you're not seeing a ton of opportunities, that is why. But don't worry, it's going to pick back up in January, as some of those larger corporations might need to be filling in some holes in their internship class. Maybe they had some people that didn't accept offers, so they still have some positions. So you might still see some of those larger companies, but you're going to see a lot more of those medium-sized companies and smaller companies, and then different agencies or industries that don't recruit as early as some of the finance, accounting, and consulting. And then at the end of the season, you're going to see some of those small business, startups, and nonprofits, as they're unable to have positions open for 8+ months and then have someone start. They have more of an immediate need, which is why they're kind of the last to recruit, as they want you to start as soon as possible in that May, June timeline. So just to give you an idea of what you can expect. So we want to encourage you to keep searching. Even though there isn't as many opportunities, doesn't mean there isn't opportunities still out there. And we have a great list of potential websites that you can use. It's always good to use about 3 to 5 websites, always including LinkedIn, Nittany Lion Careers. And then from there, it's completely up to you. If you're interested in the private sector, maybe you want to use USA Jobs Pathways or some of the other ones listed on the screen. Or you can use some other ones such as like Indeed, completely up to you. You could even have some company specific if there are certain companies that you have in mind that you want to work for. But the big thing is that whether you start now or when you get back in January, is you want to frequently be looking, as there's things coming on and off very quickly. And we're always updating Nittany Lion Careers as we get new opportunities. So if you're not aware of Nittany Lion Careers is the Penn State database that, like, when we're making connections with companies and they want College of IST students, we're posting those opportunities on Nittany Lion Careers. It is not for Penn State jobs. If you want a job on campus, you want to go to Penn State Workday. I actually just checked today, and over the last month, we had 300 new postings for internships and full-time positions just for the 6 majors within the College of IST. So we still have companies that are reaching out that have some deadlines coming up in the next couple of days or the next week. So definitely check them out, because there are still opportunities for you to apply to. So some search strategies to keep in mind. One of the biggest is that you want to customize your resume and cover letter. If you have a general resume or cover letter and you're just mass sending it out and you haven't gotten a ton of responses, I'm going to tell you that's a big reason why. Because what the first thing that is looking at your resume is not a person, unless you're at a in-person event. It is an applicant tracking system. It is AI. And if you're not getting a 51 to 60% match to the position you're applying for, because you're utilizing keywords, you're making sure your qualifications are well highlighted. You're not going to get that next step of that screening interview or first round interview. So really take that time to customize. As you can see in the last bullet, it really is quality over quantity when getting opportunities. So take that extra time to really make sure that all the qualifications that you have from that internship or job description are very easily seen in that resume, as AI cannot put 2 and 2 together like, oh, this was a class project, so they probably worked in a team. Make sure that's reiterated in your bullets, things like that. As I mentioned before, making sure that you're utilizing LinkedIn, that you have a strong profile, that you're adding that URL on your contact information and your resume. Using more than one job site, as I mentioned, about 3 to 5 is really good, and checking frequently. Also checking on your applications. Many companies these days want you to create a profile within that, so making sure that you're going back, but also to checking Nittany Lion Careers as well, as you can see a status update if you apply through the system. And we are slowing down, so you can definitely spread out the searching daily to maybe a couple times a week. But when you come back for the spring recruitment in January, you definitely want to get more on the daily basis so that you're not missing any opportunities for you to take advantage of. And it just has to be maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. If you find some things that you like, awesome. Save them. Make sure you set time within like the next 24 to 48 hours to do that customization, to apply to that position, then go right back on the search. So it doesn't have to be a large amount of time, but really making it a regular routine will really make sure that you're not missing any great opportunities. And once you get that internship, for those of you who have not done the 495 requirement, the internship requirement for graduation for the College of IST, once you get that internship, email careers@ist.psu.edu, and we will gather information about your internship for the approval process and application process. Once we get verification from your employer of your hiring, then we will actually enroll you in the course. And then all you need to do is take the course during the internship, meet the 300-hour minimum, and complete the assignments successfully. You do have plenty of time to register for spring semester if you find a spring internship, and you have lots of time to register for summer, as we do not follow the same deadlines as other classes, as we know that people give out offers at lots of different times. And as always, the IST Career Solutions Office, the career office for the College of IST, is always here to help you guys. You are not alone in this search. We know it can be frustrating sometimes, and it can be overwhelming. So schedule a 30-minute career coaching appointment with us. We would be happy to answer any questions or hear what you're doing so far and some of the struggles, and give you some suggestions of what might help you approach things differently in the spring semester. We can do resume reviews. We can look at your LinkedIn profile, interview prep, whatever it is that you need for that support to get that internship and help you get that internship. Please utilize us. We don't know if you need help unless you tell us, and you can come and meet with us as often as you need. We also send out a weekly email every Sunday. Hopefully you have all seen it. And that we highlight important deadlines for IST 495, new positions that have been added to Nittany Lion Careers, and any employer events that you can take advantage of. So it kind of keeps you up to date on things that are happening that week. So it's great to just kind of scan it, take what you want, and then move on. So as we're kind of wrapping up and some questions, and I have a few more minutes, I'm going to do a little demonstration as well of some resources on our website. Definitely make sure you're connecting with us on social media. That's another great way to find out about different events that are happening, learn about internship success stories, get connected with your advisors, our alumni office, etc. So making sure that you are taking advantage of that. Rita, do we have any questions in the chat to address real quick?
We do not. but I do want to also ask the attendees that, or tell them that all of the links that, as you've mentioned them, I posted them in the chat. Students are welcome to bookmark those on their web browser. And also, if students would do us the courtesy of taking a shot of the QR code and providing us some feedback so that we, as we are planning future presentations and workshops, we are hitting all of the targets that students have. So
Absolutely.
Currently no questions in the chat.
All right, then I'm going to do a quick demonstration of our website. So some of the resources that I mentioned, if you just go to ist.psu.edu under current students, this right-hand side is all of our resources. So if you wanted to know what different kind of events are happening, info sessions, employer tabling, fairs, we update this again regularly as new things are coming our way. So always make sure that you're checking it out. We have a great conversation and panel tomorrow about careers in consulting that you can take advantage of. So a great way to stay connected. Another thing is going to the career development resource page. This is where you can kind of find all of our resources in one. So resume examples, help with getting LinkedIn. You can find where past student interns have done their internships for IST 495. That list of jobs I showed you on that slide is right here. You can also find interviewing resources, Nittany Lion careers, and a lot more information. So this is a great go-to. Bookmark this page for you to access later. You can also get to the career events and make an appointment. For Nittany Lion careers, when you get into Nittany Lion careers, it's always great to go to your profile so that you can make sure that all the information is accurate. So you can update your GPA, you're making sure your major is accurate. We do connect with Lion Path, but you never know, sometimes that can get messed up, or sometimes your major is not necessarily the direction that you want to go. So you want to make sure that is accurate as well, because Nittany Lion Careers will recommend job postings to you based on that information. So the more accurate it is and up to date, the more helpful information will get suggested to you.
Also important, the anticipated date of graduation.
Yes, also too, great call out. So if you go to the jobs and internships tab, there is a way that you can filter by full-time or internships. So definitely utilizing that. And then the second most important filter, if you are going into a direction related to your major, you can actually filter based on your major under more filters. You do have to do a couple clicks. We do have 160 some majors within Penn State. So when you go to desired majors, you need to go to information and technology, click on the arrow, and go to information technology again, and then it's going to give you a list including the 6 majors within our college that you can then select and then apply. There also is, for any international students, a visa sponsorship filter, and also too, if you're looking for virtual positions, there's definitely other ones that you can take advantage of that are really helpful. You can also make sure that you're getting more recent postings within the past week or month as well. So lots of great filters that will give you more accurate results that you can then go through. If you find ones that you like, if you can star them and then go back to your saved application. So it's really beneficial to work with you. So definitely make sure that you're taking advantage of that. Also too, if you are interested in any international opportunities, or if you are an international student, under resources, going to Going Global, you can go under the H-1B tab, and you can enter either a job position or a company and see how recent they have offered visas. Also too, you can go to different country guides. So if you're interested in doing an international opportunity, you can then go through the different country guides, and it gives you some great information about their job search, as there are different rules for resumes and interviewing. So it helps kind of give you guidance along with information about culture through the interview process, and cost of living, visas, things like that. So some great opportunities for you if that is a direction that you want to go. And as always, if you have any questions about this, or if you need more help kind of walking through the different resources, that's a great reason to schedule an appointment. And we can definitely do that for you. And every time when you upload your first resume through Nittany Lion Careers, one of us in the Career Solutions office will take a look at it before approving it. So you'll automatically get a resume review. Any questions or anything that someone would like me to demonstrate? Hopefully that is a good sign that you got some great new ideas, suggestions, and strategies to move forward with your search. Hopefully you got some new encouragement and positive outlook that there is still lots of opportunities for you to find an opportunity for after graduation or for a summer internship. And there's lots of resources here to help and support you. So please reach out to our office and let us know if there's anything that we can do to help. And definitely try to stay warm on this very, very cold day.